Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, y'all. Another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? So let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. We are looking at the VIX. And as you can see, y'all, yesterday was interesting. That sell-off did not surprise me. Let me go ahead and say that. Right now, as of yesterday, the VIX hit a high of 1337, and coming off of a low, right, around the 1162. So that was not surprising. Now we are under the 5 EMA, and we've been riding the 5 down, right? So that means when the VIX is down, the SPY is up. So I would say trade carefully today. Know that our 5 EMA was resistance around the 1261 area, and we have made a high of 1264. So I would say, I would definitely watch the VIX at this point, because it could very well go back and retest that 1337. And know that support is also at the 1249. So if we break where we are, looks like we're creating a double bottom here. So I would definitely say trade carefully. So let's go to the SPY. And that is this. The SPY is interesting. Yesterday, the high from yesterday. Okay, we are having some technical difficulties. Yes. Now we're looking at the SPY. Thank you. So looking at the SPY on the 30-minute chart, just know that we had support marked at 527.08, and resistance was at 527.48, and we kept hitting. We created a double top here, so we could very well come back to the downside. I just know that SPY was having trouble at that 527.59 area. As you can see, the bodies of these candles are kind of in the same area around the 527.59 area. Know that if it decides to come back to the upside, we're going to have trouble at 527.78, which is right at the 50 EMA on this 30-minute chart, which was very close to 527.80, which was a previous support area, which is now our resistance area. So I will watch the 527, 528 area. 528 is the ATR trailing stop. We're definitely going to have trouble at that area, but something is causing the spot. Something just happened to where we're breaking down. Right now, support is at 527.03, and we could break this level of support. I saw visually a bear flag on the SPY, and this is looking at it on the 30-minute chart. This will be the flag portion, and this is the pole portion. So let's look at it on a 1-hour chart. We can see it a little bit clearer. This is, again, our flag area, and this is our pole area. So SPY below, I have an alert set at 562.42. Below that, we can continue to the downside and above the 527.93, we can continue to the upside. So I would definitely watch those areas for the SPY. It looks like we may be continuing to the downside. Again, when the bell rings, y'all always say, let's go time. Anything is possible, right? So this is Tesla. Tesla is interesting. And yesterday it hit a high of 182.80 all the way down to 173.26, only to create us a gathering spot, because that's what we've been trading today. Pre-market, the low is 174.10, the highest 174.51. I would definitely watch those areas. To the upside, we need to break above 174.70, again 176.57, and this 176.46, which is really close to ATR trailing stop in the 50 EMA. 177.36 is our 200 EMA. Tesla would need to break all of that to continue to the upside. And Tesla normally exceeds its ATR, which is almost on an average of $7 a day. So it normally moves in either direction, that $7 or $6.96, I believe. And it changes. The ATR definitely changes. So as of right now, Tesla is under the 5 EMA. However, we're finding support here at the 174.05. So below 174, we could come back and retest 173.71, and again, the low of this candle from yesterday was 173.26. Now, if we break the low from yesterday, 173.26, that would be interesting, because Tesla, looking at it on this 1-hour chart, this was our area since 517. We're kind of like in the same area. We've tested this area 1, 2, 3, almost 4 times, right? So if it breaks below 172.75, we could very well continue to the downside. So I would say if I traded Tesla, trade carefully. And Tesla was an inside week, and we've reached the target to the upside very close. 187.42. The target was 187.56 to the upside. Now to the downside, we have a downside target of, let's see, 167.91. So it would not surprise me to see Tesla come back down to this 167, which will be, it hit the target to the upside and then got rejected and came back down and filled the target to the downside. So if I traded Tesla today, I would definitely say trade carefully, right? So let's go to NVDA. NVDA gapped up during earnings, keeping in mind that there is a gap to the downside that's going to need to be filled, right? So yesterday's high was 163.20. We have not reached that thus far. Right now, we made a pre-market high of 1053.31. And it seemed like we are kind of hanging out in that area. It seemed like we're creating another gathering spot at the 1047.73. So I will watch that area. Our 5 EMA is our support, 1048.38. If we break below that, we can very well come back down to the downside, right? Under 1043.91, the support is at 1041.01. If we break that, we can come back to 1038.12. If we break that, we can come back to 1026.23, which puts us very close to the 50 EMA at 1024.04. Just keep in mind, NVIDIA moves about $29, almost $30 per day ATR, and it could move in either direction, right? So it wouldn't surprise me to see it come back to this 1015.60. And if we break below this 1010.76, just know that there is a downside gap and we could very well move towards that direction. 974.26 puts us at the 200 EMA. So it looks to be just trading in a zone as of now. We're still in this little gathering spot area. I always say y'all trade carefully, trade cautiously. Do not rush into those trades. Make sure you have confirmation as to why you're entering the trades, right? So AMD is so interesting to me. It just reminds me of Tesla. So AMD's support is at 161.49, resistance 162.42, and it's putting us right at the 55 EMA and the 20 EMA is really close, 161.87 area. So it needs to break above that 161.92 and close above that, and then break above the 162.42, because those are trouble places for us. Again, we're going to have trouble at 162.78, and this 200 EMA is around the 163.39, 163.40, which is really close to the 163.29 area. So we need to watch that 163.29, 163.30, because a break above that, we can come back and retest the 164.46. So those are our trouble places for AMD to the upside. If we break the 161.49, we can come back and retest this 160.56 area. If we break below that, keep in mind we can. 159.10 and 158.28 are trouble places for us, looking at it on this 30-minute chart. So I would say if I traded AMD today, I would definitely trade carefully, because as of now, it's showing us that it can move in either direction, right? So we do have some inside day candles. PFE or Pfizer is an inside day. If it breaks above 29.45, then 29.63 is the target. If it breaks below 28.68, then 28.42 is the target. Plug Power is an inside day. Yeah. So above $3.40, $3.46 is the target. Below 307, 303 is the target, right? So I would say trade carefully. I'm trying to see if we had any other candle, inside day candles. AMC is an inside day. Above 518, 523 is the target. Below 450, 445 is the target. So y'all, I always tell you, trade carefully. Always have a plan. When it goes against your why, get out. And so I'm going to go back to, let's look at the Qs and see where we are. Okay, so as of now, we have support at the 454.49 area. Resistance is here at the 455.30 area. So I would watch those places, and all of our moving averages are just gathered together, bunched together. So that would be strong support or resistance, right? So if we break above where we are now, if we break above 455.30, then we can come back to test the ATR trail and stop at 455.89. So trade carefully, right? To the downside, if it breaks under, this 454.49, It looks like the 200 EMA is at 452.23. So I would definitely say trade carefully. AT&T is an inside day candle, and it's actually a double inside day, which is interesting. 1751 above that gives us a target of 1751. Below 1732 gives us a target of 1719. So if I traded AT&T or T, I would definitely say trade carefully. We're going to go back to the SPY just to see where we are. And again, SPY is trading in this zone. I did see a bear flag, and it could very well, we can move in either direction. I would say above 527.80, I would watch that. Know that we're going to have the trouble at the 528 area, and a break below this 526.40, we could very well come back down to the downside. That 524.72, we can definitely break that, or the 524.61, which was a high on 3.8. I would say definitely watch that area. For Tesla, just doing a recap, Tesla, I would say we're still trading in that gathering spot. Do not rush into the trade. Let the trade come to you. It needs to break above, this 174.67 in order for us to continue to the upside. So I would say y'all trade carefully, trade cautiously. I hope these videos are very, very helpful, y'all. I hope that everyone have an awesome day, a very productive day. And I always like to leave you with this, y'all. Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.